Good morning. We are on day 4 of the Confidence Challenge. Oh my goodness, this week is going so fast. And I just love that so many of you have been jumping in and you really are up leveling your confidence at a whole new level. So, welcome to day 4. And I have some really great things to share with you this week, today. My phone was slipping. You obviously don't need perfection to be able to do something like this. Um, so, hey, I see people jumping on here. Send me some hearts and likes. Let me know you're here, or maybe say hello. Send me a wave. If you are watching replay, the replay of this, if you'll just post hashtag replay, that'll be great. Hey, Maru, I see you on here. That's awesome. Listen, hey, Vernita. Oh, thank you, Lolita. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, hey, if you have not downloaded the workbook yet, make sure that you go do that. I am going to give you until Sunday at midnight to complete your homework. And so that way you've got plenty of time. I know you're busy through the week. So grab the workbook. You can rewatch the videos. Everything is going to be posted in the units to the left. If you look up to the left along the column, you'll see units so that you can see the replays of the videos. You'll see the link to the workbook there, and you'll see the homework thread, so you can post the homework in the thread. So in order to be eligible for the prizes and giveaways, you need to download that workbook. So make sure you do that as soon as possible. And okay, so let's jump in. I am so excited. Some of you have done this confidence challenge before, and wave at me if you know this is true, that even if you've done this before, every new level demands a new level of confidence. So I don't want you coming into this challenge thinking that, oh, I'm already confident. Well, your level of confidence right now is in order for you to go to your next level of impact, whatever that level is, you need a new level of confidence. So where you're at is a direct result of what you've been thinking and your self-belief. So when you get ready to break through into a new season, when you get ready to pivot into your next season or breakthrough, then you need to up-level your confidence first. And so I want to jump right in today and offer you a new mindset that will explode your confidence. This is a big one right here. So here's the new mindset. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Nicole. I see you girls jumping on here. Okay, here's the new mindset that will explode your confidence. I can ask for what I want. So a lot of times as women, as I work with women, I find that women are afraid to ask for what they want. And sometimes that's because they're afraid that they'll invite disappointment. So, if maybe you've asked for what you wanted before and you didn't get it, and then you felt disappointed. I want you to remember this, though, that disappointment is always linked to expectations. So you can look back and think, where do I feel disappointed? And what are my expectations that I've had? And so, it's like sometimes we expect people to read our minds. Come on, somebody. I know I'm not the only one. That's kind of like a woman thing. We expect people to read our minds. When you expect something from someone, sometimes they don't even know what our expectations are. And so maybe we're expecting things that they can't even give us. And so then we feel disappointed because of our expectations, not because of what they can or cannot do for us. So maybe you stopped asking for what you want because you've asked for what you wanted in the past and you feel disappointed. When you don't ask for what you want, then you open the door to using your emotions to manipulate to get what you want. I'm going to be real with you today. Come on, somebody, and wave at me if you know, us girls, we will get what we want somehow. And if we don't ask for what we want with clarity and using our voice, then it can turn into using manipulation, to manipulating with our emotions. Has anybody ever pouted before? Has anybody ever, gotten mad and used your anger or, sadness? You hurt my feelings, anything like that. And so if we don't ask for what we want, then we end up manipulating what we want to get what we want we use our emotions. And so, that also can bring pain in our lives, emotional pain and disappointment. So, you will feel more powerful just by asking for what you want with clarity. When you don't ask for what you want, you settle for what you get. Ugh. Oh my goodness. That is just, I've settled for way too long. And, so if you don't ask for what you want, you settle for what you get. So, what are you getting in life? What have you settled for? I want you to consider that today. And what are the things you want to start asking for? Research shows that women will ask for what other people need, but they rarely ask for what they need. Come on, somebody. I know you're good at asking for what other people need, but when it comes to asking for yourself, that's where we don't ask for what we need. Yeah, Lolita, we end up living, we get no by default when we don't ask. Ooh, that's good right there, girl. Yeah, so when you don't ask for what you want, then it strips you of your confidence. So in coaching, we have a saying, and it says, what you resist persists. When you're avoiding something, you're inherently focusing on it. So we're going to dig into that a little bit deeper in a minute. When you focus on what you don't want, then you're still focusing on what you don't want, and you get closer to what you don't want. So a lot of times when I'm working with women and coaching with them, I will say, what do you want? And a lot of times women will tell me real fast what they don't want. So I realized that even for myself years ago when I was in coaching, like I knew what I didn't want, but I didn't know what I did want. And so, but by focusing on what you don't want, then you're still moving in the direction of what you don't want. So yeah, Vernita, we put everyone else first. That's so true. Leanne says, true story. Yeah, like this is, it's not just I know it's not just a me thing. This is what we do as women. And so, but there is a better way, because when you settle for what you get, or you settle for no by default, that strips you of your confidence. Okay, so as human beings, we only have two motivations. That's it. We either are going after what we want, we're running toward pleasure, or we're avoiding pain. When you are avoiding pain, you're still focusing on the pain, or avoiding what you don't want. When you're avoiding what you don't want, then you're still focusing on what you don't want. And so you're moving in the direction of what you don't want. You get more of what you don't want. So, avoiding what you don't want, so let's say, for example, avoiding fear is like going to the grocery store hungry. I don't know if you've ever gone to the grocery store hungry, but it can end up disastrous. You can end up with a way bigger bill than you originally intended. So when you're avoiding, when you're trying to, when you're trying to avoid fear, avoid what you don't want, it's like going to the grocery store hungry. When you go to the grocery store hungry, then the hunger drives you. And you end up, losing all sense of control because you want to, your decisions are based on the pains of hunger. And that's just how it is when, yeah, that's a big mistake, Leanne, to go to the grocery store hungry. It's the same way when we're avoiding what we don't want, or when we're not asking for what we want because we're afraid of hearing no. Here's the first thing I'm going to tell you. Hearing no is not rejection. And a lot of times we're afraid to hear no because we equate no with rejection. One of the greatest ways that I got over this was that almost 11 years ago, I went through a divorce. I had been in the ministry for years and ran a women's ministry and children's ministry and living what I thought was the life of my dreams. And so when I got divorced, I only had a Bible college degree. And so I wasn't super hireable. I didn't have a very good resume out in the world, in the workforce. And so, but I had to provide for my kids all of a sudden. And I got a job selling windows door to door. So here I had just gone through, rejection in my marriage. And all of a sudden I was put in a position where I had to go be rejected every day again and again and again. But that did something really incredible for me. It served me in such a great way. While I didn't like it in the moment, now I look back and I see how it really helped me understand the fact that no is not rejection. One of the things that I've been talking about with some of the girls lately is that, not to take anything personally. And so sometimes we hear no and we take it personal and we think it means that we are rejectable. But no might have nothing to do with you. No might have everything to do with the other person isn't capable of giving you what you need. But that doesn't mean they're the only roadway to getting what you want. So, or that avenue. So there are other options that you may have been overlooking to get what you want. But if you're afraid to hear no, then you shut out all other options. Okay. So, the other thing is sometimes we avoid hearing no because we avoid asking because we don't feel like we're deserving. But I want to tell you that you are deserving. The word to deserve, it means to show the qualities of being worthy. And a lot of times as women, we have a hard time accepting that we are worthy. And here's what I want you to know. Your worth is not in what you do. It's who you are as a human being. It's who you are at your core. It's who you are in your heart. In you just are. It's not something you have to do. You don't have to do anything to prove your worth. As a human being, you were just born with high value. And so when you underestimate your own worth and your own value, then it's hidden from the world. And so, there are just the very essence of who you are. You have worth and you have value. And I hope you just let that sit down inside of you, because if that's all you walk away with today, I think that will explode your confidence and give you the courage that you need to ask for what you want. So when you feel like you aren't good enough, I want you to know that you are the only one that can determine that. And sometimes we give that opportunity to other people, to let other people determine our worth or our value or if we're good enough. But again, no one else really, in true reality, even though we give that that over to other people, that is your job. And when you just decide, I am worthy, I am good enough, I have value, and then you can ask for what you want and it will explode your confidence. So I hope this is talking to someone and speaking to someone today. Linda Babcock said, if you never hear no, you aren't asking for enough. So one of the things when I was selling windows door to door, I had an old school salesman train me, and he told me, he said, get out there and go get your no's. And so instead of having me go after my yeses, he would have me go get as many no's as I could, because in sales, he said, for every I don't know, so whatever 10 no's, there is a yes. And so it's a numbers game. And so, I want you to maybe think about that in a new way. Like if you've been afraid to ask for what you want because you've been afraid to hear no, go get some more no's. If you aren't hearing no, you aren't asking for enough. I love that. And I hope that just inspires you to go start asking for what you want. So real quick, here's 3 tips to stop resisting what you don't want and start moving toward what you do want. Number 1, get clear about what you do want. That's first. I think I told you this yesterday, but my life coach asked me, what do you want? I didn't even know what I wanted. So first of all, start to get clear about what you want, because it's there. It's inside of you. Let your desires be awakened. And that's my hope for you. That's my prayer for you today, is that desire is awakened inside of you, because it's there. It's just been buried upon layer upon layer upon layer upon, excuse my language, crap, conditioning, all the things that you've been through that maybe have tried to identify you as not good enough, not worthy, not valuable. So get clear about what you want, number 1. Number 2, get clear about why you want what you want. One of the things that exercises that I walk women through in coaching is to really uncover their whys. Yes, Bernita, get clear about what you want. Nicole, yes, I am good enough. It changes the whole game. So, get clear about why you want what you want. When I take women through this exercise, a lot of times when you start digging underneath why you want what you want, then you can either decide, maybe that's not really what I want, or you find out that your why is really linked to your purpose. So then when you get distracted, when you get discouraged, boy, when you know that your why is linked to your purpose, it brings you right back to that, unlock that motivation and that powerful motivation that keeps you moving forward. So get clear about what you want, get clear about why you want what you want, and then focus on what you want. Quit focusing on what you don't want. Quit avoiding what you don't want and get focused on what you do want. Make a vision board. Turn what you want into daily affirmations. Find fun ways to display in a visual manner what you want so you see it every day. Maybe you want to write it on lipstick on your mirror. Maybe you want to put it on Post-it notes all over the inside of your cabinets. Maya Angelou said, ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. Ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. Yes, making that list, Lolita, and then revisiting, looking at it every day, focusing on it. So that if you start asking for what you want, it will explode your confidence. And if you ask for what you want and not be afraid to hear no, again, it's going to take your confidence to another level. So I hope this has blessed you. Download the workbook. Doors are opening tomorrow for my 12-week coaching program. If you've been through that program, tell somebody, leave a note and say, hey, what was your experience? So they can hear from you, how you, what you took away from that program. But I'll be giving some more details on that tomorrow. Download the workbook. And yes, it is all about going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, Leanne. Woohoo! Okay, I love you all. I will see you tomorrow for day 5.